The opening scene of Spider-Man Brand New Day has officially been revealed, and interestingly, it also references Andrew and Tobey's Spider-Man. The movie is introducing a brand new AI assistant for Spidey, along with several major reveals. That's because the first 3 pages of the script have been shared with the audience. On top of that, the first test screenings have already taken place, meaning some people have actually seen the movie, and their reactions are now coming out. So yeah, there's a lot to talk about. Let's break it all down. First, let's talk about those first 3 pages of the script, because they reveal some really interesting details. The movie opens with Peter Parker reading a letter, the same letter he tried to give MJ in No Way Home, but never actually delivered. Then we hear Peter's voiceover, where he introduces himself and says he's about to tell something crazy, but true. Then we see Peter's memories, the ones he can no longer share with Ned, MJ, or Aunt May. Similar to Back to the Future, Peter is basically erased from existence. Peter is gone from all photos, documents, and records. His name, identity, everything is gone. This is also the first time Peter is completely alone. There's even a visual of him sitting alone in his room, working quietly. No Stark tech, no support, no advanced gadgets. Everything he uses now is built by him. The story takes place 9 months after No Way Home, confirming a small time jump. Peter straps on his web shooter, fully designed by himself, but suddenly he gets a severe headache. This is the first sign that his lonely life is starting to affect him. His body is changing, and not in a good way. Peter ignores the pain, thinking it's nothing, but the script hints that this is actually the beginning of his unhealthy condition. His mental health is declining, and it's starting to affect him physically too, possibly leading to mutations teased in the trailer. Then comes a very interesting moment. Peter asks, "E.V.E, can you check my targeting calibration?" Yes. This confirms that Peter has built a new AI assistant named E.V.E. It may not be as advanced as his old tech, but it's still useful. And here's the emotional part. The script clearly mentions that E.V.E. is now Peter's closest companion. So all those theories about a new girlfriend, not happening. He's basically alone, relying on AI for support. At one point, Peter notices Ned's Lego figure on a shelf. He walks toward it, but his phone alarm suddenly rings, reminding him to bring flowers for Aunt May. This connects directly to the grave scene we saw in the trailer. Then Peter opens a drawer and takes out MJ's coffee cup. Inside it, he finds the same letter again. As he reads it, we hear his voice describing their past, how they knew each other and were together. At the same time, we see his homemade fabricator repairing his suit. Unlike Tony Stark's advanced machine, this is a basic 3D printer built by Peter himself with limited resources, showing his genius. Then his phone buzzes. It's a new post from Ned. Peter watches a video where Ned is celebrating his first day at MIT with MJ by his side. This is a scene we already saw in the trailer. The video pauses on MJ's blurred face, and Peter smiles, even though he clearly misses them. Then we see Peter in his Spider-Man suit, sitting on a steel beam at a construction site in New York. His mask is off as he scrolls through social media. The camera flips upside down, revealing he's sitting upside down, just like classic Spider-Man style. Meanwhile, his voiceover continues as he reads the letter. As Peter reaches the edge of the building, his phone scanner alerts him about a police situation. He puts on his mask, jumps off, and starts swinging through the city. Because no matter how difficult his life becomes, at the end of the day, he is Spider-Man, and the city still needs him. From here, a montage begins. Reports suggest this montage will show Peter's journey over the next 4 years after No Way Home, how he evolves, fights multiple villains, upgrades his suit, and becomes stronger. This is where we'll see his growth into the best version of Spider-Man yet. Now, talking about his suit, it's confirmed that Peter's new suit is inspired by both Tobey and Andrew's Spider-Man. It will have real fabric with natural wrinkles, making it look more realistic. So of course, the reactions are positive, but at the same time, Spider-Man movies rarely disappoint. There's a strong chance this one will be loved by audiences too. In fact, early reports suggest that Brand New Day is very different from previous Spider-Man films, and possibly even better. It shows that Peter is inspired by them. He realizes that if they could do everything on their own, so can he. That's why he builds his own tech, his own suit, and keeps improving. In Brand New Day, we'll see Peter pushing beyond his limits and evolving completely on his own. And honestly, this makes his journey even more powerful and emotional. Now, let's talk about the test screenings. Reports say that the first screenings have already happened, and people really like the movie. However, these were internal screenings, meaning only studio staff have seen it so far. And if that's true, then this movie could easily break box office records. It might even surpass No Way Home. So what do you think? Can Spider-Man Brand New Day beat No Way Home at the box office? Honestly, I think yes, and quite easily. And another report suggests that Sadie Sink's new look from Spider-Man Brand New Day has finally been revealed. And yeah, guys, this time we actually get to see her full face. Also, in Avengers Endgame, Happy Hogan almost stopped Iron Man's death, but he couldn't. On top of that, Bruce Banner has recently confirmed that Tom Holland's Spider-Man will bond with the Venom symbiote. And DC's Clayface movie trailer also dropped yesterday, so we've got to talk about that too. So without wasting any time, let's break it all down. First, take a look at this new leaked image from Spider-Man Brand New Day. Here, you can see Sadie Sink's character alongside the Punisher. Now, we've already seen Punisher in in the trailer, so that's not a big deal. But Sadie Sink is wearing a green and yellow jacket here, the same look we saw in the trailer. And we all know, green and yellow are strongly associated with Jean Grey. I know a lot of people are calling this image fake, but Marvel insider Alex Perez says it's real. The Gemini logo is on it because the image was enhanced using AI. Since it's been shared so many times, the resolution dropped, and people used AI to improve the quality. So yeah, leaks aren't always high quality to begin with. Now, in the trailer, we didn't get to see Sadie Sink's face clearly, but here, both her face and her red hair are revealed. And honestly, those red hair pretty much confirm she's Jean Grey. Even Alex Perez, who earlier doubted it, has now confirmed that Sadie Sink is indeed playing Jean Grey. At this point, almost every Marvel insider is saying the same thing. Sadie Sink is Jean Grey, and honestly, if she's not Jean Grey, then who else could she be? Her Jean Grey is also expected to appear in Secret Wars, and later she'll likely be part of the original X-Men team in the Mutant Saga. Introducing her this early is actually a smart move, so audiences can connect with her from the beginning. Now, speaking of connections, Spider-Man and Venom are also about to connect in the MCU very soon. Recently, Mark Ruffalo was at a panel, and while talking, he hinted that he will be fighting an alien in the future. Now, obviously, he didn't directly say Spider-Man, he might have been talking about Hulk, but we all know who that alien is. It's definitely the Venom symbiote. So does that mean Peter Parker will get the symbiote in Spider-Man Brand New Day? Maybe at the end of the movie, we'll see the bond happen. In the comics, Spider-Man first got the symbiote during Secret Wars, and since the Secret Wars movie is coming, and both Mark Ruffalo and Tom Holland are expected to appear, we might even see a Hulk versus Spider-Man fight when the symbiote bonds with Peter. There's also a chance we see hints of this in Brand New Day itself. Although it's confirmed Spider-Man won't fully turn into a monster version because the movie is also aimed at younger audiences. But in the trailer, we've already seen multiple Venom hints. His hand turning black, eyes darkening. Fans believe that's the symbiote's influence. Some even think Venom could be the main villain. So maybe we'll see Spider-Man plus Venom teaming up against Hulk. That would be insane. Personally, though, I still think Marvel might save Venom for Secret Wars. That's where we could get a full Hulk versus Spider-Man showdown. But either way, just imagine Spider-Man in a black symbiote suit fighting Hulk. That would be absolute madness. Now, let's talk about DC. You guys must have already seen the new Clayface trailer. It looks scary. Honestly, I found it pretty impressive. Clayface is one of Batman's villains. His real name is Matt Hagen, who's actually a Hollywood actor. But after a horrifying accident damages his face, his career is basically destroyed. In the trailer, we see strong body horror elements. They're not holding back at all. A character named Ronald Daggett gives him a cream that can reconstruct his face, but the effect only lasts 24 hours. Eventually, due to overdose, Hagen transforms into a monster. Clayface can reshape himself into anything, and we see that in the trailer, like when he turns his hand into a weapon. There's also a really cool scene at the end where he's in a bathtub and literally melts his face into clay. This character has a tragic backstory, so in my opinion, this movie could really connect with audiences. Now guys, let me know, what did you think about the Clayface trailer? Moving on, did you know Happy Hogan almost prevented Tony Stark's death in Avengers Endgame? Not literally in the story, but Jon Favreau said he actually tried to convince the Russo brothers not to kill Tony Stark. He believed it would emotionally affect fans too much since people grew up watching this character. But the Russos handled it so well that they proved him wrong. And honestly, we have to admit, every decision the Russo brothers made in the MCU worked out incredibly well. If Tony Stark hadn't died, Endgame probably wouldn't have been as impactful. That's why Marvel has brought them back again for upcoming projects like Secret Wars. And now comes the biggest twist. Tony Stark might return as the MCU's biggest villain, Victor Von Doom. Yes, Robert Downey Jr. could return, but not as Iron Man, as Dr. Doom. There's a lot of debate around this. Some fans think it's a bad decision, that bringing him back makes Tony's death meaningless. But let's be real. The Russos know what they're doing. Marvel knows what they're doing. And honestly, bringing RDJ back as the main villain sounds like a genius idea. So guys, what do you think? Can the Russo brothers recreate the magic again? Let me know in the comments. And if you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe because we bring you amazing content like this every single day.